Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC P0872, indicates an issue specifically related to the transmission fluid pressure switch C, which serves a critical role in regulating the transmission fluid pressure corresponding to the fourth clutch operation. In the Honda Accord models from 2012 to 2017, this switch is integral to the transmission's ability to shift appropriately between gears. When the system detects a low circuit condition in this switch, the vehicle may default to a fail-safe mode, limiting its transmission operation to either first or fourth gear only. This condition can create significant driving challenges, as shifts into other gears become inaccessible. It's important to recognize that this DTC suggests an electrical circuit fault rather than a problem with the mechanical aspects of the transmission itself. Addressing this issue will require an extensive and methodical approach to troubleshooting the electrical systems involved, ensuring safe and effective resolution. In conclusion, addressing DTC P0872 requires a robust understanding of both the diagnostic procedures and the components involved within the transmission system of the Honda Accord from 2012 to 2017. Recognizing the importance of the transmission fluid pressure switch C is essential, as it directly influences the vehicle's ability to shift properly. Diagnostics must primarily focus on electrical issues, such as circuit integrity and connection quality, as mechanical faults are not the source of this DTC. By following the step-by-step troubleshooting protocol, proper identification of the root cause can be achieved, and effective repairs can be implemented. Ultimately, ensuring the system operates optimally enhances the vehicle's overall performance and extends its lifespan. Understanding and applying these principles can lead to a more reliable and enjoyable driving experience. The error DTC P0872 specifically identifies a problem with the transmission fluid pressure switch C that controls the fourth clutch within the transmission system. This switch serves the essential function of monitoring fluid pressure, facilitating a smooth transition between gears during vehicle operation. It is typically located within the transmission assembly, making it easier to access for maintenance. The switch communicates critical pressure data back to the powertrain control module, PCM, influencing how the transmission responds under various driving conditions. When the DTC is triggered, it indicates that the signal from the pressure switch is abnormally low, which can lead to operational failure of the vehicle, specifically its inability to shift out of a limited gear range. Understanding the role of the transmission fluid pressure switch is vital for effective troubleshooting and correction of this DTC. The possible causes for DTC P0872 can be attributed to several key factors. Firstly, an electrical circuit issue may arise from damaged wiring or connections between the transmission fluid pressure switch C and the powertrain control module, PCM. This can disrupt the flow of signals essential for proper transmission function. Secondly, the transmission fluid pressure switch itself may be faulty or malfunctioning, which directly affects its ability to provide accurate readings to the PCM. Additionally, poor connections or loose terminals can contribute to erratic performance, leading to intermittent circuitry problems that result in this DTC. Each of these potential causes must be rigorously tested and addressed to restore normal functionality to the transmission system. By identifying the root cause accurately, mechanics can implement effective repairs and prevent future occurrences of this fault. The symptoms associated with DTC P0872 can significantly impact the drivability of the Honda Accord. One of the most notable symptoms is the limitation in gear shifting. the transmission may only function in first or fourth gears, leading to a greatly hindered driving experience. This is due to the fail-safe mode activated by the PCM when a fault is detected in the transmission fluid pressure switch. Furthermore, drivers may observe or experience erratic behavior during operation, characterized by abrupt changes or lack of responsiveness when attempting to shift gears. Such symptoms are critical to recognize, as they can lead to further mechanical issues if left unaddressed. Drivers may also perceive unusual engine performance or increased RPMs while operating in lower gears, which further indicates a problem with the transmission system. Timely diagnosis and repair are crucial to ensuring vehicle safety and reliability. The first troubleshooting step for addressing DTC P0872 involves a series of systematic actions. Start by recording all freeze data and onboard snapshot information using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, which will provide valuable data for analysis. Subsequently, clear the DTC using the HDS, resetting the system to check for the persistence of the error. Once cleared, it is essential to monitor the current conditions related to the fourth pressure switch. This requires checking whether the signal parameters meet the specified thresholds. If they are consistent with the expected thresholds, the failure has been confirmed, and you would then proceed to step 2. However, if the conditions do not match the thresholds, this suggests an intermittent failure, prompting an examination for poor connections or loose terminals in the related electrical circuits. This first step is foundational in isolating the fault and determining whether it lies within the electrical components or the transmission system itself. For the second step in troubleshooting DTC P0872, the process shifts focus to the transmission fluid pressure switch C itself. Begin by turning off the vehicle completely to ensure safety while working with electrical components. Once the vehicle is powered down, the next action is to disconnect the connector from the transmission fluid pressure switch C. This will isolate the switch and allow for a more thorough examination of its performance. After disconnection, turn the vehicle back on to the on mode, readying it for parameter checks once again. At this point, recheck the signal parameters associated with the fourth pressure switch. You must evaluate whether the current conditions reflect an off signal status. If the readings align with the threshold, it indicates a fault with the transmission fluid pressure switch, necessitating its replacement. If the readings do not meet the expected criteria, you will progress to step 3 for further investigation into potential electrical faults. The third step in the troubleshooting process for DTC P0872 involves checking the wiring that connects the transmission fluid pressure switch to the PCM. Start by turning the vehicle off to safely work with the electrical components. Next, use the HDS to jump the SCS line, creating a purposeful connection to facilitate testing. Following this, disconnect the PCM connector B, specifically the 51P connector, to ensure accurate readings. With these preparations, you will check for continuity between designated test points to establish whether the OP4SW line has any shorting to body ground. The designated test points involve testing the continuity from the number 26 terminal, blue, of the PCM connector B to a body ground. A successful continuity response indicates a short in the OP4SW wire, which requires immediate repair. However, if there's no continuity, this suggests the wire is in good condition, and the focus should shift toward possibly replacing the PCM to resolve the issue at hand. Once all necessary repairs have been completed for DTC P0872, it is vital to conduct a thorough final verification process to ensure that the issue has been resolved. Begin this step by confirming that all repairs and replacements have been meticulously executed, paying careful attention to connections, components, and wiring integrity. After confirming repairs, proceed to clear any DTCs using the HDS, resetting the vehicle's diagnostic system. It is essential to then test drive the vehicle under various driving conditions to ascertain that the transmission functions correctly and shifts smoothly through all gears. During the test drive, monitor the performance closely for any signs of the previous symptoms, particularly focusing on shifts from first to fourth gears. A successful resolution will be evident when the vehicle operates without returning to a fail-safe mode. This verification step ensures that the vehicle is not only repaired, but also safe for continued operation. Preventive maintenance is an essential consideration to mitigate the recurrence of DTC P0872 and ensure the longevity of the transmission system. Regular inspections of the transmission components, including the fluid levels and the integrity of the transmission fluid pressure switch, play a crucial role. It's also advisable to conduct periodic checks of the wiring and terminals, ensuring that there are no frayed wires or loose connections that could lead to electrical faults. Moreover, adopting a gentle driving style can reduce stress on the transmission, lessening the chances of damaging critical components or introducing faults into the system. These proactive measures will significantly contribute to maintaining the vehicle's overall health and performance. Recognizing the importance of these maintenance tasks not only preserves system functionality, but enhances the driving experience by minimizing disruptions. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.